In this video, we're going to practice doing the cross product. So we have two vectors here. So A is going to equal 3 in the x direction minus 5 in the z direction, and B is going to be 9 in the x direction and a positive 2 in the z direction. So I always use the determinant method when I take cross products. So I've set up my columns here, so I put x, y, and z as my first row, and then I put my vector A in the first row, or the second row I guess would be. So 3 matches up here, there's no y, so I put a 0, and then the z matches this here. And then for vector B, goes in the last row, we have 9, there's no y component, so I put a 0, and then your z matches the 2 here. So these are the x's, these are the y's, these are the z's. And you always want to put the first vector here and the second vector here. Alright, so now I'm going to do my cross product. So I've covered up this column, so I'm going to do 0 times 2 minus 0 times minus 5, which is simply going to give me 0. For my y term, I'm going to cover up the second column. I'm going to do, no, remember we start at the bottom here, so 9 times minus 5 minus 3 times 2. So I will have a y term, and that makes sense because our components are in the x and the z direction, not the y direction, so perpendicular to the xz plane is the y plane. And then lastly, I'm going to cover up my z column, and I'm going to do 3 times 0 minus 9 times 0, which is still 0, so there's no z term. So I'm only focused here on this center term, so I'm going to find out that A cross B is going to equal to negative 51 in the y hat direction. So remember, cross products give you a vector answer. So this has both a magnitude, 51, and a direction in the minus y direction.